Hey, friends! This is Carrie, and welcome back to I Like Reddit channel. Today we have a variety of stories out of some different subreddits. Let's begin! Our first story is by Way Bro. I hope I said that right. Entitled neighbors demand I fix my fence. This one happened maybe 10 years ago, but just came to mind. I had purchased a house with my wife when I was about 26. We were definitely the kids of the neighborhood, but excited to get started making the home ours. All of our issues stem from one next door neighbor. This started with basic entitlement. The landscaping in the section of the property that bordered theirs was pretty horrific, made worse by how the previous homeowners stored an RV there. There were some paver stones, creating a little walkway across our front lawn. We set about to fix this whole section first, moving all the older landscaping rocks, building a retaining wall, and putting down landscaping fabric, and moving the rocks back. Took the entire summer, but looks great now. Not good enough for the neighbor. Old lady: I use that pathway to walk between these houses. Me: well, I would much prefer you to use the sidewalk if you need to come to my door. Old lady: huh. When are you going to clean up those rocks on my yard? She wanted me to do the same thing I did to the side of my property to her section. Sorry, you're gonna need to hire a landscaper. Fall rolls around, as does winter. She made sure to point it out to me. The previous homeowners used to clean the leaves off my yard and used to shovel my walkway and my driveway for me. Yeah, maybe if she had been polite to me, I would have considered helping out an elderly neighbor. So now the real story begins. It's the middle of winter, and I keep pretty busy being a dad to our new baby and going back to school. It's finals week, and I find a note on my door. Your fence has fallen over into our property, and we cannot get out of our house. Well, how did you post this on my door? I go out to the backyard and take a look. Sure enough, a few sections of the fence had failed. It is leaning against their house and preventing access to their back gate. I call my dad, and he shows up with his tools and his truck. We proceed to dismantle the broken sections of the fence and put up a temporary fence and clean up. I'm going to have to do some grading work and dig out the old cement footers to fix it right. The ground is frozen solid, so it'll need to wait. The next day, I hear some commotion out by the fence. It's the old lady and the old man. The wife and I go to see what's going on. As we approach, they are both standing out there by the temporary fencing and scowling, shaking their head no. Me: hi there. Old lady: this is not acceptable. Me: what do you mean? We put this up for now, so. Old lady: you need to fix your fence. Me: excuse me, I need to fix my fence? Old lady: yes, this is not acceptable. This fence was here before we built our houses. Total lie. Her house was built before mine. This is on public record. I have the documentation to show this. It was provided to me during the sale. Me: what do you mean? This should be suffice for now to keep the dogs out of each other's properties. Old lady: you need to put up a 6-foot privacy fence. At this point, I'm just mad. The fencing that borders my other neighbor's property had fallen down before. We both worked together and split the cost of the repairs. Me: oh, do I? Well, if that's my fence, I don't need to do anything. In fact, I could remove the rest of the fencing, as you were claiming it belongs to me. Old lady: no, you need to put up a 6-foot privacy fence. Me: says who? Not the state, not the city. Old lady: the HOA says so. I have documentation stating that the HOA was disbanded 20 years prior. Me: there's no HOA. It was disbanded in 1987. Old lady: then who am I sending my checks to every month? Me: huh, I have no clue, but definitely not the HOA. Old lady: oh, it figures you wouldn't pay your HOA dues. You're just the worst neighbor ever. Me: I'm done here. There's no HOA. And since you stated the fence is my property, I will do whatever I want with it. The only requirement here is that I keep my dogs out of your yard. This temporary fence will do just fine. Old man: I'm gonna rip this fence down, and then you'll see what happens when your dog comes onto my property. The old man is blind, but has a very angry vibe about him and NRA stickers all over his car. I know what he's implying here. Me: sir, if you damage my property and lay one finger on my dog, I will have you thrown in prison so effing fast your head will spin. Old lady: what did you just say? Old man: come over here and say it to my face. Yeah, right, dude. I grab my wife and walk back into the house. A few days later, a person from the code enforcement office shows up. They come outside and inspect the fencing section. The code enforcer informs them there's no code that dictates any type of fence, and since he cleaned up all the debris, there's no code violations. Or is there? As I can now see, the old lady in the old man's backyard is 100% weeds. Some of these weeds are at least 6 feet tall. Some of these weeds are considered noxious, meaning you are legally required by the state to kill and remove them. I send a letter to the code enforcement office, and the next day I see the old lady scowling at me, trying to drag a trash bag full of weeds out of her backyard. I did fix the fence a few weeks after finals. When the ground was thawed out a bit, I could do it right. The old lady and her husband are bullies. They're used to pushing people around and getting what they want from them. And I'm glad that OP didn't allow for that and actually made sure a sweet bit of karma came their way instead. Anyway, our next story is by Market Lady. Nightmare regular customer won't come back. There's a woman who all my fellow associates and managers all dread. They've heard stories, but they've never met her until today. She's in her 60s and is just too much. The cast: me, A, another associate, M, manager, C, customer. Me: hi, how are you today? Is there anything you're looking for in particular? C: I'm fine, I have my ticket. Me, thinking, ticket? For what? Okay. C: how much are these? $15? Me, they're buy one, get one for $15. C: so how much will that be? Me: whatever one you pick out, that price, then $15. C: saying it again slowly and aggressively. Me: there are some pieces that are $29 and others that are $35. It's whichever you pick out plus the other for $15. C: proceeds to give me a glare, then shuffles off mumbling. We get to the registers, and she's still going on about her ticket, receipt in incoherent half sentences. Finally, she starts making sense. She bought something 2.5 weeks ago that was $99 regular price per her receipt. She noticed since then the price went down to $79 online as the regular price and wants the difference made up. I tell her I don't know how to do anything about this, and I'll ask my manager. Meanwhile, I overhear her trying to talk all sweet to the other associate and get what she wants faster. I'm in the back now asking my manager about the situation, and she says, "Is that C's name out there? Just give her whatever she wants to get her crazy butt out of here." I go back to the floor and things are getting heated. The customer keeps getting louder and more belligerent with the associate. Associate is trying to explain to her that she can't just give her the item for almost free, because unfortunately that's not happening, because that's the new clearance, regular price, and we can't just adjust to that. C is talking over and yelling at the associate. Associate: I'm standing right here. There's no need to scream at me. Please do not scream, as I'm trying to explain to you why we can't return anything without the item actually being here. You can't get the item for virtually nothing. C, screaming: I'm not screaming! You won't listen to me! A, you're screaming at me right now. Lower your voice and you listen to me. It's not going to happen. You paid XXXX. Is that the price you wanted? C, yes. Okay then, why are you mad? C, because I worked in retail and by law, I know you can't have two different prices. I want the lower price. A, considering we don't know when the price went down and if they were the same price at the same time, we can't give you that discount. C, where is your manager? I want to talk to her now. I'm calling corporate and reporting you. This is bad. This is only happening because it's all black and white. Yeah, she went and played the race card. A, okay. Manager comes out with her lunch interrupted. How can I help you, Mrs. Customer? C, blah blah blah. I want an extra 25 off. Manager, we can't do that. The price difference is because reason, and you already received 2 substantial discounts on that item. Plus, we can't do adjustments without a return and the item here. C, I'm gonna pay off my store card after calling corporate and never shopping with you ever again. Your company is a bunch of crooks. How can you treat people this way? I'm never coming in here again. Manager, okay, sorry to hear that. Have a nice day anyway. Manager then looks at the both of us and says, you know, the hilarious thing is even if she calls corporate and tells them this story, they'll tell her to come back to the store. On to our next story. Our final story is by Layla Coach. Entitled person punches my boyfriend in the face for the person's mistake. So this happened a while ago. but I'm posting it now that I have all the correct details. So my boyfriend, 18, works part-time in a farm supply store in the Midwest to make some money while he's in college. He does floor stocking and is a cashier. So he was working the register when someone came up to him with an item and a flyer from last week. My boyfriend tells him it's an old flyer, and the guy just nods, not really listening. Boyfriend rings up his stuff, and the guy notices that one of the items is ringing up as a different price than what he thought. EP. No, it's supposed to be XXX, not normal price. He points to that on the flyer. See? It says it here. My boyfriend. Sir, that flyer is from last week and the sale is over. I can take it off you if you want. EP. No, it's supposed to be this amount. That's what I'll pay for it. I still want it, but for this price. Boyfriend. Well, I can't do that price because the item isn't on sale anymore. The entitled person punches my boyfriend in the face. My boyfriend stumbles back, and his good boss tackles the dude. His coworker calls the cops, and this nice older lady coworker gives him some tissue for his bloody nose. The cops come, and my boyfriend presses charges for assault, and he goes home. He gets the next 2 days off. His nose wasn't broken, and he didn't have a black eye, but he had to get on a plane the next week to come and visit me, and ended up having a nosebleed on the plane because of it. The entitled person is in jail because it was his 4th assault charge. He also lost the small joint custody of his kids. He was barely hanging on to his ex-wife. His ex-wife actually called the store and apologized for his behavior. Some chocolates from him as an apology and an early Christmas gift. Edit. He kept using the customer's always right excuse for why he should be paying the price he wanted. Edit 2. Holy cow, this got a lot of attention. People are confused as to why I called her the wife. Apparently the guy was trying to buy a toy for his kid, and she felt responsible because she was the one who gave him the flyer when he complained that it cost too much money. The new price was under $5 for a discount. She felt guilty because she not only gave him the flyer, but because she thought she caused the entire incident. She also gave him the flyer a week before the sale was happening. My boyfriend and others don't blame her for anything that happened. Well, of course, I mean, she didn't do anything wrong. She wasn't the one who punched him. It was his erratic behavior that caused the whole incident. It's not this woman's fault. The other thing is, I think the whole customer's always right thing is one of the dumbest phrases ever, because the people who typically use it are the people who are abusing retail workers. Anyway, that's all the stories I have today. Please stop on by Reddit to show the OP some love and an upvote. Links to the original stories will be in the description box below. If you enjoy my content, please like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell notification to let you know when I've uploaded new content. Thank you for watching and have a great day.